even as the real-world outcomes
Yeah.
contradicted the initial prediction.
It's like he couldn't admit he was wrong.
And then there's the whole back and forth
Okay.
about vaccines and herd immunity.
Right, the vaccine.
His messaging on those topics
Yeah.
wasn't exactly consistent, was
It's
it?
all over the place.
Remember how he initially said
Oh,
that a COVID-19 vaccine
yeah.
was at least a year and a half away?
A year and a half at least?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then bam.
Yeah.
Just a few months later,
Uh-huh.
Pfizer had a vaccine ready for emergency authorization.
So much for a year and a half.
His timeline was way off.
Quite a miscalculation.
And then there were those
yeah.
constantly shifting goalposts for herd immunity.
Oh, yeah. The goalposts kept moving.
First, he said 60 to 70%
Okay.
of the population needed to be immune.
60 to 70.
Then 75%.
75%.
Then 80 to 85%.
80 to 85%? Like, what?
When pressed on these fluctuating numbers,
Yeah.
he essentially admitted he didn't actually know
He didn't know.
what the threshold was.
So he was just making it up as he went along.
Yeah, it seemed like he was adjusting the target as he went along.
Right.
And let's not forget
Okay.
those repeated assurances that the vaccines would prevent infection and transmission.
Right. That's what we were told.
That didn't exactly pan out, did it?
That didn't age well.
No. The narrative that
Yeah.
vaccinated people can't get or spread COVID
Right.
was quickly debunked by real-world data.
The data showed otherwise.
Breakthrough infections happened,
Yeah. People were still getting sick.
and vaccinated individuals could still carry and transmit the virus.
Even after being vaccinated.
Yeah, so that promise of a return to normalcy,
Right.
once enough people got the shot,
Yeah.
was, well, a bit of a letdown.
It didn't really work out that way.
The vaccines did offer some protection against severe illness.
Yeah, they weren't totally useless.
Right, but they weren't
Yeah.
the pandemic-ending solution
No, they weren't the magic bullet.
that some had hoped for. And this gap between
Yeah.
the initial promises and the reality,
Yeah.
combined with his earlier miscalculations
Right.
about masks and lockdowns,
Oh, that's it.
really started to chip away
Yeah.
at Dr. Fauci's credibility.
People started to lose trust in him.
Yeah, people began to question his judgment
Yeah.
and his expertise.
Right, like if he was wrong about all that stuff,
Yeah.
what else was he wrong about?
So like this trust deficit was building.
Yeah, a lack of trust.
And then, of course,
Yeah.
you have the whole controversy surrounding the origins of the virus.
Oh, yeah. The origins debate.
That's a big one.
That's where things get even more contentious.
All right, so initially,
Yeah.
Dr. Fauci was adamant about a natural origin,
Natural origin.
even claiming that it would be
He said it would be
molecularly impossible
molecularly impossible.
for the virus to have leaked from a lab.
So he was very sure about that.
He was certain.
Okay.
But then,
Uh-huh.
as more evidence emerged, pointing towards a possible lab leak,
The lab.
his stance gradually shifted.
He started to change his tune.
Right. He went from being absolutely certain about a natural origin to saying that he was not convinced
Not convinced.
and supported further investigation.
So he wasn't ruling it out anymore.
Right.
Interesting.
And this shift,
Yeah.
along with the revelations
Okay.
about NIA funding research
Right.
at the Wuhan Institute of Virology,
The Wuhan lab.
really further fueled public distrust.
Oh, yeah. That was a big deal.
Because
Yeah.
at first,
Yeah.
he denied
Didn't.
that NIAI had funded any research at the Wuhan lab,
Okay.
but then later admitted that they had,
He changed his story again.
although maintaining that it wasn't for gain-of-function research.
Gain-of-function research.
And I think we need to pause here for a second
Okay.
and explain what gain-of-function research is.
Yeah, because
It's a
complex topic. A lot of people don't understand it.
that often gets misrepresented. So essentially,
Yeah.
it involves manipulating viruses
Okay.
to make them more transmissible or deadly.
So you're making the virus more dangerous?
Right. Usually to study their potential threat
Okay.
and to develop countermeasures.
So it's like you're trying to get ahead of the next pandemic
Right.
by studying these dangerous viruses.
But it's inherently risky
It is because
you could accidentally create
yeah,
a pandemic level virus.
you could create the very thing you're trying to prevent.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the concern was that
Then was that
U.S. funding
yeah,
might have inadvertently contributed
right.
to the creation of the virus that caused the COVID-19 pandemic.
So we might have accidentally
Yeah.
funded the creation of the pandemic.
And whether or not that's the case
Yeah.
is still being investigated.
We still don't know for sure.
We don't know for sure.
Okay.
But the lack of transparency
Yeah.
surrounding this issue,
Right.
along with Dr. Fauci's evolving statements,
His changing stories.
created this perfect storm
Perfect storm.
of suspicion and distrust.
Yeah, people didn't know who to believe.
Definitely a lot to unpack.
It is.
I feel like we've covered a lot of ground here.
We've gone through a lot.
Examining the controversies and criticisms
The criticism.
that have followed Dr. Fauci throughout his career.
Yeah.
Especially during the COVID-19 pandemic.
The COVID-19 pandemic really brought a lot of this surface.
Yeah. But what about his side of the story?
That's a good question.
How does he respond
to
all of these accusations?
How does he defend himself?
Because it's a pretty hefty list of accusations.
Yeah, ranging from like
questionable decisions to potential conflicts of interest.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
So that's a great question and one that we'll explore in the next part of our deep dive.
Okay.
We'll examine Dr. Fauci's responses to his critics and consider the broader implications of his legacy for public trust in science and public health.
So we've spent a lot of time looking at the criticisms leveled against Dr. Fauci. But now I'm curious, how does he respond to all this?
That's a good question.
Because it's a pretty hefty list.
It is.
Of accusations ranging from questionable decisions to potential conflicts of interest.
It's a lot to answer for.
Yeah.
Well, Dr. Fauci has always maintained his innocence.
No.
He's denied any wrongdoing.
Right.
He presents himself as someone who's dedicated his life to public service, following the science, even when it's unpopular or politically inconvenient.
And he's been pretty successful at cultivating that image, right?
Absolutely.
He comes across as this calm, rational figure.
Yeah.
Almost like a wise grandfather.
The grandfather of public health. It makes it harder to imagine him being intentionally deceptive or motivated by self-interest.
Right. It's like, who would lie?
Exactly.
About a pandemic.
You want to trust the guy.
Right.
Who's supposed to be protecting?
And his demeanor is definitely part of his defense.
Yeah, he seems very trustworthy.
Right. He often portrays himself as being above the political fray.
Above politics.
Yeah, emphasizing that his decisions have always been based on scientific evidence.
Just following the science.
Not political calculations.
Okay, but didn't he contradict that himself?
Yeah.
With the whole mask guidance situation?
That's what I was thinking.
He admitted that he initially discouraged mask wearing.
Right.
Because he was worried about shortages for healthcare workers. Even though he suspected that masks could provide some level of protection.
Right.
For the general public.
So he wasn't exactly being transparent about the science, was he?
Not really.
It seems like he was prioritizing other considerations.
Politics, maybe.
Yeah, over-transparent.
Right.
Even if it meant potentially downplaying the benefits of masks.
So maybe those political instincts weren't always so easy to separate from the science.
And what about those accusations that he's more focused on power and influence than actually serving the public good?
Right. Like, is he in it for himself?
Our source material points out that he repeatedly sought funding for projects that ultimately failed to deliver.
Like what?
Like Project BioShield.
All right.
And the pursuit of an AIDS vaccine.
So he's good at getting money, but not so good at delivering results.
Yeah, those examples definitely raise questions.
Yeah.
About his priorities.
Right, like what is he really after?
Some critics argue that he's more concerned with maintaining his position as the top infectious disease expert and securing funding for his agency.
Right, so it's all about protecting his turf.
Than actually achieving concrete results.
Okay.
And they point to his pattern of jumping from one crisis to the next.
He's always on to the next one.
Always sounding the alarm. Requesting more resources.
More money.
Even when his past predictions have proven inaccurate.
It's that cycle we talked about earlier.
Right. Identify a threat, maybe exaggerate the risk a bit.
It sounds really scary.
Secure the funding, and then
move on.
Move on to the next one.
Rinse and repeat.
Right. And then there's the question of his financial interest.
Oh, his money.
Our source material mentions that he's become quite wealthy.
He's a rich guy.
During his long tenure in government, one of the highest paid federal employees.
So he's doing all right for himself.
Which does make you wonder,
Yeah.
especially given the close relationship between government agencies like NIAID and the pharmaceutical industry.
Big pharma?
Could there be potential conflicts of interest?
Yeah. Is he getting kickback?
Even if they're unintentional?
Right. Maybe he's not even aware of it.
It's certainly something to consider.
It is.
And this brings us to the bigger question of Dr. Fauci's legacy.
His legacy?
Regardless of whether you believe the criticisms are valid
Right.
There's no denying that his actions have had an impact on public trust in science.
Just in science.
And public health institutions.
That's a big
I think that's a crucial point.
It is.
All those flip-flops
Yeah.
on masks and lockdowns.
So forth.
The shifting messaging on vaccines.
Changing his story.
The lack of transparency about the origins of the virus.
Yeah, all of that.
It's created this atmosphere of skepticism.
People don't trust him anymore.
And distrust.
Right.
And that's the really worrying part.
It is.
At a time when
Yeah.
we need clear, consistent, and trustworthy guidance
We need to be able to track
from public health experts.
people who are supposed to be protecting us.
He's become a divisive figure,
A controversial figure.
often viewed with suspicion
Yeah.
by those who question his motives
They don't.
or disagree
Stop it.
with his recommendations.
Right.
So where do we go from here?
That's the big question.
What have we learned
What have we learned?
from all of this?
Well, I think the main takeaway is that there are no easy answers when it comes to evaluating Dr. Fauci's impact.
It's complicated.
It is
He's a complex figure
a long career.
who's operated in a complex field
Public health is complicated.
for decades.
Yeah.
But by delving into the details, by
Yeah.
questioning the narratives,
Don't just take things at face value.
and by considering multiple perspectives,
Yeah, hear all
he can start to develop a more nuanced understanding
a more balanced view.
of his career
Okay.
and the controversies that surround him.
Right.
And I think just as importantly,
Yeah.
this deep dive has highlighted
It has.
the need for greater transparency
Transparency is key.
and accountability
Accountability, too.
within our public health institutions.
Right. We need to be able to trust them.
If we want to rebuild trust
Yeah.
in science and expertise,
Right.
we need to be willing to acknowledge past mistakes
We all make mistakes.
and have open and honest conversations
Yeah.
about how to move forward.
That's how we learn and grow.
Yeah.
It's clear that the conversation about Dr. Fauci and the larger issues that his career has raised is far from over.
It's not over.
And I hope this deep dive
Yeah.
has given you the information and context
Yeah.
you need to continue exploring these important questions.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
Yeah, it's been a fascinating conversation.
We encourage you to keep digging,
Keep digging.
keep questioning,
Keep asking questions.
and keep learning.
Never stop.
Because as we've seen,
Yeah.
the world of public health
Public health.
is rarely simple. And this search for truth
Yeah.
requires a healthy dose of skepticism
Be skeptical.
and a willingness to challenge
Challenge the status quo.
the status quo.
Absolutely.